Hi, my name is Adam Fay and I'm a professional wedding videographer and video editor based in Reading. If you watched my first video on why having a wedding video is worth the money and also some practical tips on getting the best wedding video, you should have a good idea of what a professional wedding videographer should be doing. In this video, I want to shed some light on what videographers shouldn't be doing and some practical solutions that they and yourself can do to help mitigate any risks. Then in the second part of this video, I want to quickly shed some light on why videographers charge the prices that they do and what you can expect at different price brackets. So the first pain point that I hear very often is that the videographer gets a little bit too up close and personal to the bride and groom throughout the day, or they're consistently getting in the way of the guests throughout the day. The special moments in a wedding happen only once, and a videographer needs to capture them. That's what you're paying them for. But at the same time, a wedding videographer shouldn't be up close and personal to the bride throughout the whole day and getting in people's way consistently. So a professional videographer will spend a short amount of time possible getting the shots they need, the close-up shots potentially, and then after that, they'll blend into the background and blend in with the guests and shoot from a longer focal length. Now this longer focal length point is key. So they're able to shoot the same style of shot, but a little bit further away because they can essentially zoom in further with their camera lens. Most professional videographers will have this capability. So next point is videographers bringing their own lighting to potentially light up the ceremony or even the after party, and this can potentially ruin the ambience and the lighting that's already at play in the venue. One of the big things that makes a video not look very good is if the video is dark and not lit properly, hence the need for some extra lighting. So a practical solution here is to put the videographer in touch with the venue. The videographer can then scope out with the planners or the managers of the venue if additional lighting is even needed, and if it is needed, where it can be positioned where it fits in with the lighting that's already at the venue. The other solution here is that the videographer uses a camera that's capable in low light. So some of the Sony mirrorless cameras are very good at still producing high quality video even if the space is not lit properly. So again, if you think your venue is potentially a bit darker, ask the videographer what camera they're using and how capable it is in low light at still capturing great video. And finally, the last thing that a videographer shouldn't be doing is butting heads with the photographer. Now this can come about where the photographer or the videographer are getting in each other's way, getting in each other's shots. You know, each person wants to provide the best service possible, but what needs to happen here is that the photographer and the videographer needs to work together so they can both produce the best photos and the best video for you. The easiest way to do this is to put the videographer and photographer in touch beforehand so they can figure out how to work best together. The other solution from your end is to state which is your preference, either the photography or the video. Then there can be no arguments because the videographer and the photographer know where they stand and know which medium will take preference for you. So now I want to shed some light on why videographers charge what they charge at different price brackets and what you can be expecting at those different price brackets. So let's start at the bottom end of the scale at perhaps around £500. Now, where you might expect someone to charge £500 is if they're, a new videographer starting out looking to build a portfolio. Now, building a portfolio and charging a little bit less to do so is a natural thing, and I think it's a good thing to do for videographers starting out. But what you as the bride and groom need to understand is if you're only willing to pay £500, and it is potentially for a videographer who's not got as much as experience as some other videographers, you need to temper your expectations ever so slightly. So now we move on to the £1,000 to £1,500 price bracket. What can you expect when you're spending this much on a wedding video? I want to actually break down what is involved in making a video, and that might help us rationalise what your £1,000 or £1,500 is being spent on. So to film and edit a professional wedding video, first of all, obviously takes the filming. So that's pretty much a full business day. Then we move on to bringing the footage back, importing it, and actually going through all of the footage. So if there's 4 to 6 hours worth of footage, again, you've almost got another day of just going through the footage and picking out the best bits. Then you have the actual edit itself. Now this can take a day, 2 days, even 3 days to do a really good high quality edit. Then you have the finishing touches such as the sound design and the color grade. Again, you're looking at maybe half a day or a day for each of these. And then there's the final packaging and export of the video. So we're talking give or take maybe 5 to 8 days to actually film, edit and deliver a wedding video. So then let's say if we take the £1,500 to the higher end of the scale and divide that by, let's say, 7 days, you actually work out to £214 a day as a day rate. And so then all of a sudden you're not thinking, well, actually it's a £1,000 or £1,000 day rate. It's actually only £214 a day. So that kind of should help rationalise that price a little bit more for you. So now let's talk about the £2,000 and up price bracket and what you can expect when you're forking out the big bucks. Most of the time you're going to have a 2-shooter setup when you're paying £2,500 and above. You might get a longer edit, maybe 10 minutes plus, 15 minutes plus, or maybe some smaller edits as well. And also you'd expect that these videographers are shooting on probably the highest end cameras available. Obviously not cinema cameras, but high-end, very high-end DSLR with high-end lenses and so on and so forth. Now the main component here, which actually adds the most value, is the second shooter. So you've got less chance of a moment being missed because you've got two videographers covering different angles. And then when it comes to the edit, you have drastically more options to play with, and this really helps in telling the story and just giving a lot more options to the editor to just make the edit as good as possible. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope this video has given you some ideas about how to mitigate any potential problems that you and your videographer might run into, and also a better idea of what you can expect depending on what you're willing to pay for your wedding video. To find out even more information on wedding videos and hiring the right videographer for you, visit adamfayvideography.com. I'm also now taking bookings through 2021 to 2023. To book a free consultation, visit my website.